Welcome to How to Decorate from Ballard Designs, a weekly podcast all about the trials and triumphs of decorating and redecorating your home. I'm Caroline, I'm on the marketing team.
And I'm Taryn, and I'm a product designer.
I'm Liz, I head up the creative team.
We're your hosts. Join the expert team at Ballard Designs for tips, tricks, and tales from interior designers, stylists, and other talents in the design world.
Plus, we'll answer your decorating dilemmas at the end of each episode.
We love answering your questions, so don't forget to email us at podcast@ballarddesigns.net.
Now, on with the show.
All right, so we've got trials and triumphs for today.
Awesome.
Excited to do it in person.
Love a good triumph.
We can just come in here and chit chat and wing it.
Yeah. You guys
Yeah.
are definitely. We already discussed them between.
Yes,
between episodes, we discuss all the time. So I like when you keep a few nuggets from me.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always keep a little bit.
And
A little
Liz,
bit of secret both sides.
Liz has to start because we sort of we're like tiptoeing around it. You were kind of telling us we were talking about it, but then we weren't. So
Yeah.
we the suspense is killing me.
Recently, my sister, she changed her laundry room to her mudroom and then found some extra space upstairs underneath the dormer to put the laundry room.
Oh,
So the laundry room will
Was
be
the-
closer to bedrooms.
Okay, so that was the
Nice.
true purpose. Was I want my laundry closer to my bedroom.
Right.
that was the
okay.
goal. Okay.
That was the goal. So she's like, okay, which one of these blues do you like? And I said, these are all gray. And so we had a whole discussion about color, and we ended up,
By the way, Liz is the queen of color. If
Yeah.
anyone's like, that's why this is even funnier. Is she knew like if I have a color question, I go to Liz.
yeah, I'll make you a PowerPoint. It'll be great. So, we were all at her house for a barbecue. We ditched the barbecue. We ran to Home Depot. We grabbed
Oh my
like
God,
50
I
In
love
swatches.
the middle of the barbecue.
Oh, totally. Well, the contractors were coming the following Monday.
Oh,
Oh,
so
okay.
you
Yeah.
all of you were like, no, you need to leave now.
We had to leave now.
Amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
continue.
So we grab and I seriously encourage everybody to just run and get paint chip samples on the fly,
Mm-hmm.
because grab a stack of 50 of them. Who cares? They're there for you to really figure
Play with.
out the color that you need for your room and for what the lighting is looking like, and really kind of what your dreams are for the room. So we leave with a 3-inch stack of, I mean,
you went deep.
we went
that's
deep.
Scary.
Well, because
She
All
had you
blues?
there, so that's good.
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I was just cherry picking every kind of blue that I knew that she would love.
Mm-hmm.
And when she brought me into the room and she said, which blue do you like? She's like, I'm really kind of going for a hydrangea blue. And again, I said, these are all gray. And they were. So we bring all of these colors in. And so we found the perfect kind of periwinkle blue that is hydrangea perfect for her laundry room.
Okay.
And then we picked a navy for the trim. She has one window in the back of the room that you look straight at.
oh, pretty.
And so the trim of that is navy. Everything else is white. She's got built-in cabinets, a little bench, storage
So-
for all the backpacks and all that in this new mudroom. And it's fantastic. Yes, Caroline.
So
have a
is
question.
the blue, the hydrangea blue, is
Mhm.
it on walls only, or is it also cabinetry?
It's on walls only.
Okay.
She opted for white cabinets. And then she has a gray and white checkerboard marble tile on the floor.
Pretty. Love
Love.
Super duper pretty.
Yeah.
Super duper pretty. So then the next day, I got a call and said, hey, can you meet me at the tile shop? I need to pick out tile for the laundry room. So I met her at the tile shop. I got there early. And, because it's my sister, I'm like, yeah, all of this tile is nice, but this is the one that's you. And
Yeah.
it was,
Oh,
and it
that's
was
good. Yeah.
perfectly her personality. It's this
Mhm.
beautiful, little chambray hexagonal tile with hand painted little white flowers on it. So pretty.
Aw, that sounds very
sounds
sweet for a
precious.
laundry room.
Yeah.
It's so precious. It's so nice. And so now both rooms are done. It's very
Wow.
exciting.
I am impressed.
these
How
guys-
long did that take? I mean,
They were lickety splickety. They were done in
a w-
2 or 3 weeks.
So, okay,
Unreal.
wait. When did she decide to do this project?
I think everything just kind of went really fast.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I would love for one. I feel like
I know. I feel
sit
like
on
mine's is like a
things for-
6-month planning
Mhm.
situation.
Yeah. There may have been that kind of planning
Maybe.
beforehand and getting the contractor and getting everything lined up.
Yeah.
But once it started, it
Right.
was done
Amazing.
really fast.
That's amazing.
So super happy. Like,
Yeah.
and it was so fun to pick out colors for my sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a
'cause that's-
blast.
You can be so honest. There's no like.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that was your triumph.
I'm feeling
That's a good
triumphant
one.
about that
feels
one.
Very
For
good.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my trial.
Mm-hmm.
So when we moved into our house, before we moved in, we had all of the wiring redone in our house.
Yes.
Because as some listeners may remember, when we moved in, there was tape over the light switches because there was such faulty wiring, and there was original knob and tube from
David
the
would just
1930s.
leave it. He would have left it.
It's just our lights.
So
flicker
many,
now.
so many people along
This is
the way
how it
left
works
it.
now. We don't flick it on.
So many, seriously.
David, he would
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You
you were wise and replaced it all.
know,
Okay.
yeah. During
Good
that time before
job.
we moved
So
in, I
proud
was,
of you.
Yeah.
just
We don't want our house
grateful
to burn
that-
down.
grateful that didn't burn down. Well, so funny you mentioned that.
Uh-oh. Is
So
there fire involved?
One of the things that we had done was we had all new fire alarms put in by our electrician, and they're all hardwired in.
Right.
So it's awesome.
You don't have to change batteries.
Yeah, but let me
Fantastic.
just tell you what.
Oh.
At 5 a.m. the other day, they all went off. And so
Full panic.
full panic, like grab everybody, like trying to be like, what's going on? Like, where's the source? Like, do we need to just get out of here? There was no smoke. There was no fire. There was no fire. So they're all hired.
Wait, did you push Finn outside immediately? I feel like I'd be like, I don't
Oh.
see a fire, but you go. Yeah.
Totally.
Take
totally,
the cat and go.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like,
Save
threw him on the
yourself.
porch.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait,
So-
did you stay in the house? But I would have just left David in. I'd be like, go figure out.
Oh, no.
I'm saving
Steve and I
myself.
both were like, okay, let's figure this out.
Aw.
We
Mhm.
both just got some really good earplugs because we went to a concert recently,
Uh-huh.
and so I
Oh my
I'm
God,
at the
you-
age where like I invested in really really good earplugs. So I'm like, put them in, go, and so like, we're trying to figure out what to do. We cut the electricity off to the house at the breaker because they're all hardwired in,
Yeah.
and that should have cut them off
No.
to reset them, and they didn't. And
And now you're woke.
and
the
then we're
neighborhood.
realizing like, how many of these do we have around the house? Like we've never, like we
Paid
just kind
attention?
of took
Yeah.
it for granted
Yeah.
that they were done, right? So then we didn't know what to do. Like we're like hitting a point where it's just like, do we take them down? We did like, and what if there really is a fire? So we called the fire
Right.
department.
Yeah, you kind of feel like you got to.
They came. We asked that they didn't turn on any of the sirens for our neighbors because it was a Saturday morning. And and
That was very, very neighborly of you.
well, thank
Mhm.
you. They're nice people. But yeah, so they came and they checked everything out. They brought a gas sensor. Because we've had issues with that in the past too. Like they brought like one of those heat sensors that they
Ooh,
can
they can,
find.
look in the
Like
walls,
yes,
essentially.
they didn't find a dang on thing. They like peeked up in the attic. They went down to the basement, like all around. They didn't find anything. And these things are still going off like crazy. So we ended up just disconnecting them, going back to bed, waking up like
Yeah, groggy at 9.
yeah, getting coffee a little bit later than normal, resetting ourselves, plugged them back in, and they reset. We're like, okay, like maybe there
it's-
was just
yeah.
some kind of
Weird.
surge or glitch or whatever.
Oh no.
I know.
The next morning at 4.
No. No.
Yeah.
I'm
The
sorry.
next morning
this is
at
not
4.
funny, but I do have
No.
to laugh.
it was crazy. And
Your
like,
neighbors too. Mother.
well, my neighbors are now Airbnbers now, so
Oh yeah.
You're like,
They're only
They're
here
gonna
for
get
the
a bad
weekend.
review on
Yeah.
Airbnb. Great
Oh my
house,
gosh.
but the neighbor's fire alarm went off at 4:00 for an hour.
I mean, the worst one is like the one in the attic because we don't have like quick access. You have to go down to the basement and get a ladder and get up through like this little
Yeah.
crawl hole and then go up there, right? So that's the worst of it. Yeah. So right now We are
Living
detect list.
Oh.
We have one. We have one from the previous owner. It was probably the only one she had. That is in the dining room. That's battery operated, not wired in. Totally fine. So we have this one. So I text the electrician, and I'm like, okay, Tony, what would do this? And
Tony,
he's like, did you change the batteries? So they have backup batteries. And I'm like, okay, so my takeaway now is to go home.
You still have to 6 months.
Okay, so
with
that's like if your power is out, the smoke alarm will
there's a
still
battery
go off.
backup.
Okay, got it.
So mine will chirp. Mine are wired in.
These
in the
were
new home,
right.
And
I'm used to that.
yeah, but it chirps. Yours scream.
I'm used to a chirp. This was everyone to the streets.
Yeah.
This was everyone out.
Wow.
Interesting. So the electrician is basically saying that the backup battery needed to be replaced, but instead of chirping, it was just going off.
And it wasn't just the one with the battery going out. It was the entire system. But I don't know if I trust any of this.
But
stay tuned.
But that seems really illogical that all of the batteries would happen to need to be replaced at the exact same time.
At the exact same moment?
Yeah.
Right.
And they would also
or if one went under and then it triggered the others because there was I don't know. I'm going to have to report back to you. Tony just got back to me today.
Dun, dun, dun.
So
I love a good follow-up story.
I will have to follow up.
That is
manic.
And also terrifying just in the middle of the night, waking up in the middle of the night. You think that, you assume.
I mean, you can't, and
that
you can't settle
you assume
back
that it's real.
You have
so
to.
you're like, oh, we got to get out.
Yeah.
But then anyways.
And let me just tell you that there's nothing like having 3 firemen come into your home to make you realize like
how filthy
you don't have a plan.
Oh.
and how filthy you are.
Do you like how my brain went?
No, it's totally true there
too.
too. It's like, like that pile of clothes needs to go. Like, like how, like just seeing, like
can you get out? Is that what you're saying?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. But like, it's really like, there's one thing when you have a guest that comes over and you're like, oh my gosh, it's the middle of the week, or the end of the week. And this is, we're just living in our house. Right. And it's another thing when it's firemen and you're just like, you're looking for I'm looking for to install exit signs everywhere. Like, it's so crazy. Like, yeah. But like, we had to come up with like a game plan. What happens if this happens again? And it happened again the next morning. So,
yeah.
Man, that is dramatic.
Oh,
I'm glad that it was.
Nobody
just
wants that. It was nothing. Well, I mean, it's not nothing.
I'm looking for like
a false alarm.
False alarm. Yeah, there you go.
That is wild. I had a dream this weekend that I was hosting a baby shower for a high school friend. Again, none of this makes sense. Don't even try to follow, right?
Gotcha.
That I didn't, but couldn't remember who was having the baby. And I forgot about it till everyone showed up at my house and they drove into town for this. And my house was a filthy mess. And I was like, had no food in my fridge. And I was so distraught that I was not ready and prepared for this baby shower. So I can only
That is an
imagine.
Adorable dream.
That really is.
I was stressed that my entertaining self wasn't ready.
Yeah, you're like,
so but you know what? If anybody
skills are subpar.
But if anybody could pull it off, Taryn, you could. You
really could. Speaking of like trauma. No.
Anxiety.
Not having a plan is where I was going with that.
Not having a plan.
I did not have a backup.
I'm sure there's some sort of like deep, something that you could.
It's filth.
You could use.
My house is always in a state of filth. I think that's what it is. I feel like it's not, but it is. Like if you stop by right now, I'd be like, oops. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I think everyone thinks that way.
Well, it was in my dream, like a Saturday morning. So the kids' toys were from the front door to the back door when you just let it.
Oh God, the weekends are.
Yeah, you go rogue. You just let it go.
Yeah.
Faster. Yeah. I feel like the weeks are not home enough to like really make.
No.
Well,
the dream it was a full disaster.
Yeah,
it was like Duplo down the front hallway, guys. Like it was that deep, and people were arriving. It was bad. Sorry, I took away from the end of your trauma story.
It's okay.
So we're waiting.
Yeah. We're waiting.
Okay.
We're waiting. After this, I'm going to pick up a whole bunch of 9 volts.
Well, okay. Now I'm trying to
just
decide.
replace those and see.
Yeah.
Because I would think that hardwiring all your fire alarms is a genius idea, but then this now doesn't seem all that great. But I suppose
I don't know.
That was what
I think you got to
4
get
years
to the bottom
ago
of that for sure.
We do.
Do you have another electrician, like a second point of view? In this?
Actually, I do have the number of a different electrician because I did wake up my neighbor. And he was walking his dog while we were all waiting outside.
He was awake. Yeah, he was like, cool.
He was like, hey, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah.
Maybe.
Hey, you got an electrician?
Yeah.
We'll see.
My story is sort of similar, so I'm going to tell it. And this is as well where it's not truly my story, but similar. You'll see. Anyway, my husband and I were on vacation, and my in-laws were staying with my children at our home. So my in-laws were staying in our home overnight, but they live in town, so they would during the day just go back to their house, and then they'd spend the night at our house with our children, so they could go to school and everything. So on Wednesday night, which mind you, they didn't tell any of this till we got back this weekend, and they told us the story. But on Wednesday night, there's a valve in a toilet upstairs that broke, a plastic valve, which it sounds like we can go into this is like a PSA for anyone who doesn't know this and should invest in this. But it broke, and instead of just kind of like dripping water, it like shoots water. Like it shoots water out. And they had left their home, picked up our kids, gone home, fed our kids, put them to bed, slept at our house, all that, dropped the kids off in the morning at school. And they get back to their house, and water is pouring out the front door. They can see it like pouring out the front door, and they're like, "That's
oh wait,
not
this
a good
is at
sign."
their house.
Their house, not my house. Not my house. They get back to their house.
My gosh.
They open the door, and the bathroom that this happened in is upstairs, and they weren't there all night, and it just spewed water. So that bedroom collapsed onto their kitchen. And like fully destroyed their downstairs area. They call Surf Pro, and they come like an hour and a half and rip out everything. They are down to studs. Like their bedroom's fine, but the rest of the house, because their bedroom's on the first floor and all the way to the right side, but the whole left side of the house fully destroyed. Like the water just like sat. I mean, like it just. And I believe they're on a concrete slab. So they're like down to like a concrete slab because the hardwoods are all ruined. I feel absolutely awful. Now, again, I didn't do it.
You can never go on vacation again.
But that's how if I were them, and they didn't even tell us. So not only did they're dealing with this, they're then still picking up my kids from school, taking care of them all evening.
Oh.
I mean,
well, they're like, we can't go home.
They were like, we do need beds. So sadly, they've been sleeping at our house, and we of course told them to, but they're looking for like rentals now because you don't know how long it's going to be.
Right.
Like it's not like a planned, right? Like these are not like a planned thing. So you're like, I got to find a contractor, got to pick out. So this morning already, I was like, I'll help you with any like design related things, or, like we've done this recently. So like, whatever you need, we can probably give you what we've priced out, in the past, it was 3 years old data, but a lot of that has to be relevant enough. Right. So anyway, I feel so awful because they are,
oh my God.
Yeah. So, okay. So this is the PSA. I suppose that this has happened to two different friends. I found out once I was telling the story, they're like, yeah. So there's a plastic valve that they used to put on toilets, and they sometimes still do. And all you have to do is tell your plumber to put in a metal one, because the plastic one eventually snaps, and this happens. And unless you turn off the water to your house, but they were gone overnight. Like you're not going to turn off your toilet for, hey, going over for, no, you're not going to do that. If you're away for 2 weeks, you would turn off the water to your house because,
I don't even think about that. But
what about their
you don't?
things?
We'd heard about their ice machine leaking when they're on vacation and ruined the whole floors. So I think that's where if we're gone like to Maine.
Well, ice machines are like notoriously terrible.
Well, great. I love mine though when it's working.
Sorry.
I have heard, but we turn it, but it does have an off. It has a very easy button off. So like if we are literally leaving town, we just turn off the ice maker because we don't need to.
I've just heard several people be like, oh yeah, we, they had a beach house or a mountain house or something, and they had an ice machine, and like, or if you like rent, you have a house that you rent to people, and anyway, oh my Lord.
Okay, so it's called what is it called? It's an angle stop is what it's called. An angle stop. So, and my friend sent an image of the little piece, and it is, so we can see it here. I'll show you. It's this little piece.
Oh, that's so terrible.
There we go.
There we
see
go.
that little, so there's a little plastic on it that eventually will wear out. So I've heard you can tell your plumber to come and and change that out. So I don't know how much that would cost, but I imagine it's worth $100, $200 for them to come and it's just like a little washer thing.
That is.
Isn't that so scary?
Wow.
Yeah. So that was
I'm so sorry.
It didn't happen to me, but because it's the people who take care of my children, I feel I apologize. And what can I do to help you? Also, can you babysit tonight?
You're like, we're never going.
That was the photo she sent from the
Lord.
So just like Kelly just pulled up.
Wow.
Anyway, so there you go. That is what snapped and flooded the whole. So they were having the actual insurance come today and tell them because I was like, I don't know how
It's an
that
insurance
financially
claim,
even works.
Right.
Because they kept the countertop, but they chucked even all the cabinets with the hardware on it. So there's things like that.
Oh my gosh, that
you wouldn't think of when you're in but she was like, they threw everything in boxes and it's unlabeled. I don't know what's in what. Like you don't, I feel so.
Oh my God.
So that was my trial, which related kind of to yours, where it was like another FYI, PSA here. But my triumph is I sent my fabric, the Ballard fabric, off to become drapes. Super pumped. They have not come back yet. I hope to see them soon. I will report back. My sister tried to have she won free drapes. Speaking of sisters,
free drapes.
There was some I don't know something at church, free drapes. Anyway, they were like, she has a 10-foot high living room, and she's like, hey, can I hang these? And I was like, no. And she's like, why? I got them for free. And I was like, no, that you have 10-foot ceilings. It's not gonna work.
Where did she? Are they 3 feet shy?
She really was like, are you sure? And I was like, I mean, you can add fabric to the bottom, but and anyway. So speaking of drapery, make sure you measure. That was my other note for the day. But I just found so many beautiful ceramics and grease, and I just brought.
What'd you bring them in your lap?
So
that was
exciting.
my triumph as well, guys. Oh, everything. I got these little white bowls to go with my Caroline ceramic bowls that you gave me years ago. When you were making ceramic.
Good.
Those are my favorite. So I got some more
glad.
for entertaining. I got some bamboo handled, a little true piece of bamboo handle for little knives set, and
Nice.
I got another bowl with the evil eye in it, but it's got a green to it, so it matches my kitchen. And then the most exciting is I found these dark green, my favorite color, matches my kitchen. LED little recharging lamps.
Oh,
they
nice.
are darling. And so I bought 2 of those. They go with my cornflower blue stripe outside. I feel like they go perfectly with my teak and my white and blue. And anyway, so
What's the shape of them? Are they
it's
what they look like?
very simple. It is. They are a large. If you took a nice low cereal bowl and put it upside down.
Oh, okay, yeah, like a
Uh-huh.
mushroom shape.
Sure. And then it just has a very simple pole and a very flat disc bottom. So they are very clean, but dipped in a lacquer green, a shiny
fabulous.
So
or
pretty.
metal green. Yeah. I'm so excited.
Okay, what is your system for carrying things home? You just-
Hoarder is.
But
the
do you
key.
But do you take an extra suitcase? I mean, because you,
Yeah.
you,
Mhm.
yeah.
I brought a husband.
Okay.
I told him to pack nothing.
Going to the
Step
beach
one.
anyway.
It
It's
doesn't have to be a
fine.
husband. I recommend a friend that doesn't really care for materialistic things.
So do you check a bag?
I did. I only checked my suitcase, which remained the same. It was all full of clothing. I
Right.
brought an extra bag for David to carry as his second bag onto the plane.
Right.
Okay.
And that was my limit to how much I
you
could
could fit.
purchase.
So was
If
it
it
like
fit in
a
the bag, it
duffel
could count.
bag? Was it
Mhm.
a rolly
bag.
suitcase? Okay.
Duffel bag. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not that aggressive. If I
Okay.
could pack lighter, I would love to do a smaller rolly case inside a bigger one. Where you could
Yeah.
on the way back. But I'm not that great at packing. I really like a good outfit, as you might know
Mhm.
about me, and so I just stuff until my wardrobe. But we packed a whole lot back, and I just thought the ceramics were so beautiful down there, and there's something about
Did you? What about bubble wrap? How did you?
Oh, bubble wrap. They each
They
one.
bubble wrap.
'Cause
Okay.
there was one little ceramic store that made, because pomegranates are good luck and they're a very Grecian thing. And I think a lot of countries have the pomegranate as their symbol, but I didn't realize how much it was for them. And so I got these little bud vases that are all little pomegranates of different shades, glazes, too, and everything.
That's amazing.
Fabulous. Okay, we're gonna need pictures of all of these.
I will.
I have so many questions because we're going to Copenhagen at the end of the month, and they have great. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, please tell me all of your recs.
Everything.
But I've seen like a bunch of really cute ceramic stores, so I'm like, I need to go buy some pottery, but then it bears the question of like, how do I get this home without breaking? So
yes,
Right.
it has to be carried on
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, yeah, but then like
You just need.
I
The one.
usually just have a carry-on bag. Like I usually don't check a bag.
This year,
But now I'll
yeah.
have to check a bag and then have that. Anyway,
yes,
we'll
I
talk
agree. I
offline.
think it's
Yeah.
worth if you can fit the suitcase. It's easier just to check, especially if it's come. I don't know the price, but if you think about shipping something
Right.
internationally, it's almost wildly cheaper to buy a suitcase and send it
Right.
at least via Delta.
Right.
Excuse me, my Atlanta Delta. David and I have discussed because I wanted this big rug, and he's like, I mean, you could buy a suitcase. And,
Yeah.
and we could check it. And I was like, this feels aggressive. He's like, well, it's going to be cheaper than shipping it. And I
Yeah.
was like, well, or
maybe I should just bring a much
Look,
bigger
she's-
suitcase and sorry.
Yeah,
We don't need to
see?
get into this
Mhm.
And do
here.
a suitcase
But
and a
we're
suitcase.
We're going to hear more
'Cause-
about the packing cubes from Caroline.
Right, because I was going to say, you do the
A
packing
neighbor
cubes
of mine
anyway.
borrowed my packing cubes and lost
You
them. and now
let
I'm- now
them
I'm-
borrow them?
I mean,
Mine are monogrammed. Because my friend, my friend
Oh.
got them for me. They have my monogram on them.
That's
okay, I need
sweet.
some. Well, maybe it's
I'll
time for me to
send-
upgrade.
I have some cute leopard
Mhm.
ones. They're really
Okay.
fun. I love them.
Caroline's, I didn't even know what a packing cube was till we started being
And this
friends.
was like early days podcast.
Oh yeah, this was like one of her original or OG. I love striped chairs and I love packing cubes. Anyway, so I bought some good things and I'll share some photos. I just was so excited. Oh, I got some pillows that matched my
Man,
the blanket
Taryn,
and
how did you
Chile.
bring-
Seriously.
Pillow covers is the better way to say that. I got some
guess, yeah.
Suzani pillow Oh yeah, there was some
Okay,
good.
we need
Wow.
like a whole shopping haul
Yes.
on your Instagram.
Well, Greece is a lot
Please.
of looking at old things, and then a lot of eating.
Yeah.
And shopping. Like, there's some hiking, but like you're not there to hike.
Right.
You're there to go to a beach and like be like, oh God, this is amazing. And eat feta, like I said, on the beach.
Yeah.
And just roll around in the sand. You're not, so shopping is like obviously part of that experience.
right.
So it was great. Anyway,
Sounds
those are my
amazing.
wins. Okay, go ahead.
Amazing. Well, mine are very uneventful in comparison to y'all's, but
Thank
I'll,
God.
I'll be quick.
There's only so much they can take on here.
So I probably should have gone first just so we could work up to the drama, but whatever.
The drama peaks at the end. No, this is a good palate cleanser for
Yeah.
people being like, why am I listening?
Roll out easy.
So last time I talked about my fiddly fig tree
Yes.
Oh.
named Taylor that Blair
Yes.
named. And I can't remember if we talked about it in the show or if we just talked about it in a different conversation. There's three
Yeah,
of us,
we-
but
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I had new growth and I was very excited about it because I'm
Mhm.
clearly not killing it, right?
Fantastic. Yep.
Except, okay, two things. First off, there was some little like red dots on the new growth.
Mm-hmm.
So my light Googling told me
I
that
love
this
you.
is a sign that my tree had inconsistent watering. So like you would give it too
Overwater,
much water
Mhm.
and then let it dry out
Mhm.
too much and then give it too
Okay.
much water. And then it was something like the red splotches are caused by
Oh my God, I love this.
the like sort of cells bursting in the thing because they fill up with too much water. Anyways, this is again
Caroline.
Googling.
Wow.
Botanist over here.
So I've put my plant on a watering plan. I'm only allowed to water it 4 cups, which I realized I was watering it like probably 8 or 12 cups. But according to the height
And how
of my
often?
tree,
I absolutely love everything that's coming out of your mouth. She has calculated. the
Right.
well,
water.
it said, okay, I just found this blog and it said if it's like 4 to 8 feet, you water it 4 cups. If it's like, anyways.
Oh.
So I water it once a week on Saturdays.
Yes, I love
And
this.
I water it 4 cups. Anyway,
Mhm.
so that's my. We'll see how the red splotches.
Mhm.
They can go away apparently if,
Okay.
as the leaves
Ah.
grow. But here's something that I didn't anticipate. So we only have 8-foot ceilings, right? And I did buy like probably a 6-foot tree.
Aw, homegirl's doing too good.
She's doing too good, and she's now touching my ceiling. She has
I
literally
noticed.
grown like 18 inches in 6 weeks. And so while I'm thrilled
a
that she's
big
doing well, I'm
girl.
like, okay, I'm gonna have to start trimming you already. I just didn't. I knew that this might become a problem at some point. I just didn't think that it would become a problem this quickly. And so
well, now she's just going to become a sister.
She can grow horizontally. Can I cut and propagate her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I put her in your greenhouse for a little while and let her grow in there? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, great.
You got this. It is you don't even have to put her in the greenhouse. You literally just gotta get her some roots and then shove her in some dirt. You'll be, I did it. And if I did it, it means you can do it. I would totally.
So anyway, I'm going to have to like snip the top off, I think. And like her arms, her side branches.
How many arms does she have?
She has two.
Like, is it
there's
two?
One on the, there's one on each side really. So she could grow horizontally. But yeah, I just didn't, I mean.
That's amazing.
I'm like 18 inches is like that whole.
Yeah, you can.
That's
where all the new
it's
growth
crazy.
Is,
so
I mean, you just get such great light, natural light in that room.
Such great windows in there.
So anyway, so that's
how funny.
Good news and bad news. She's gonna have to get a haircut really quickly, but
it's awesome.
Yeah. So I did think the I was realizing like I was filling up an entire pitcher. And then this thing said I needed to feed it like 4 cups.
Was it
once
not
a week.
coming out the bottom?
It was coming out the bottom.
I was going to say
but at one point I read something that said it should come out the bottom a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so
girl, I am so proud of you. I still just kind of like go over to it. I said, "How are you?" And then I just kind of dump some. So it's hard for me to tell people too when I'm away. I'm like, if it looks kind of sad. They're like, "What?" I'm like, she looks thirsty. Feed her.
Well, this said that if my soil meter says it's 4 or below, I only check it once. I'm only allowed to check it once a week.
On Saturdays?
On Saturday.
I love this.
Okay.
And if it's number 4 below, then I can water it. If it's not 4 is like the lowest on the moist. Tell me
it's
divided into like dry,
right?
moist, wet. So then I can water it. So that's basically what I've been doing.
That is awesome.
Amazing. Well, you're obviously doing a great job because she's thriving.
So yeah. So I'll let you know. I'll keep y'all posted on Taylor and see if she's doing well. I mean, if her trim goes well,
it will.
Okay. So then the next thing is also sort of related to our episode that we recorded with Valerie, where we talked about the new items from our fall collection that we liked.
What did you buy?
I can't remember if we talked about these specifically. I think we did, but we launched these new things. We're calling them, I think, metallic glass orbs.
Right.
And they're mercury glass. So I don't know why we don't. Anyway. And initially when our accessories merchant kind of showed us the concept, I was kind of like, okay, whatever. Then I saw them styled in some of our holiday photos for Christmas.
And they look great.
Oh, wow. These look fabulous. Like really, really, really pretty. And I had to buy them because I was worried that they were going to sell out. So I went and bought them last weekend at the store. And they are even more fabulous in person than I expected. I feel like it's hard to kind of tell, but it basically looks like a little disco ball.
It looks phenomenal in your space because you have such a good modern, like between your art and everything too on that modern console.
And just sitting on top of some books, that's really great.
I mean, every stack of books needs something on top, so it does feel very appropriate.
They're a perfect blend of texture and detail and sleekness.
Is that your husband taking the photo?
No, that's me. Thanks.
So okay, she's a photo of it. It looked like there was red hair on top. It wasn't. I just hit your hand.
No, that's me. My hair was just in a ponytail.
Okay, so don't use it to check yourself out.
All right, so not that. Okay.
No, the crackle is so pretty on those.
It's so pretty.
I think you've actually just sold me, and I need to get off this recording and go purchase because those are.
I was worried they were going to sell out, so I was like, I have to go ahead and buy them because if not,
it is gorgeous.
Right.
Okay, and then at Christmas time, I'm going to put like some greenery underneath it,
and
in a bowl. Yeah, put a wreath under it.
Oh my gosh, easy peasy.
So that's the little one.
Oh my God,
the little,
I love
and
the
it's
little
probably
one.
6 inches.
Well, that's a perfect grapefruit.
Yeah, it's a
Or the
grapefruit
cantaloupe.
bowl. Yes, exactly. And then the bigger one is like 8, and the bigger one I was thinking maybe I should get 2 big ones. Like maybe I should switch. Anyways,
So you got one.
You like symmetry.
Yeah, they're
one little and 2 big.
I'm sorry, that's the big one. What was
So right now you have purchased 1 big, 1 little.
1 little? Yes,
and you're thinking about getting a second. Okay.
I don't know that I would put them next to each other. Maybe I would at Christmas. Like it'd be a gorgeous centerpiece. You know, like two as a centerpiece with like greenery around it or something.
And candlelight flickering off of it.
And we had gold. I did silver. Ooh. I kind of love how the silver looks like a disco ball.
I do love that we have a gold one too.
The gold's pretty.
I'm kind
That's
of a gold
really
person.
pretty.
Now I'm like, man.
I have a lot of gold already, so I kind of felt like, oh, maybe I should love it. Anyways, so this is I just think they're like so simple, and I'm not usually a sit about fan. I don't typically like accessories that serve no purpose. Like, I like a stack of books. I like a vase. I like, a piece of art or something that's like a candle. I like to style accessories that are like not just there.
That are going to do something.
They're going to do something. But this one I had to make an exception for. So anyway, they're really, really fun. So I just was really happy with how it turned out. So anyway.
Amazing. And everyone's going to love that image that you've given, just because it also has your little holder for your little
Oh, yes, my diffuser.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your adorable diffuser you discussed
with the diffuser tray that I
see
that I love so much. So anyway,
and your wavy little tray. I have a tray I made in high school that has like a wavy top on it.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That looks just like that.
You had no idea. You were so ahead of your time.
I'm very, very trendy.
Well, okay. This is another thing though that I do love is like a tray for a candle and a match holder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about
just having that contained
tray. I don't know why, but it just makes it look so much more special.
It really does.
So it's a pretty small tray. It's probably like 7 by 9 or something. Anyway,
so precious.
That's all.
I have hit a few estate sales recently, just kind of inspired by our conversations here, and bought a whole snap ton of silver trays.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Are you thriving now?
I'm loving it.
Was this like the Josh Young one? I feel like he had so many.
He had so many really, really fantastic pieces that then he made utilitarian for everyday purposes. And
but you can put.
And then I found myself in a estate sale, and I bought them all.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I did find the little district in Athens that's all like antiques, and it was so fun just to like again see the old, like what they have in their antiques and like even their mid-century furniture, just stylistically. Anyway, they had tons of trays too. I couldn't fit those.
I feel like that would be harder to pack.
I mean, could I if I really needed to? Yes.
You could always carry it. Like,
I know. And
I still think about you carrying that, what was it? The crock, the big crock.
Oh yeah,
home
my big crock.
Was it Michigan or somewhere?
Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no. If I find something good, I'll carry it. I will. So
Anyway, so those were my trials and triumphs.
These are awesome.
No floods, no fires. Just
fantastic.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, congratulations on a fantastic
way to survive the summer.
Well, we had our lightning strike several years ago.
That was rough.
Enough drama for me. So
that was crazy.
I feel like I earned a few years of
calm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I had the fire in the backyard, so I also feel like we've shared a few nice trials on here.
And that's our show. You can find all of the show notes on our blog, howtodecorate.com/podcast.
To send in a decorating dilemma, email your questions to podcast@ballarddesigns.net so we can help you with your space.
And of course, be sure to follow us on social media at Ballard Designs.
Don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss an episode. And please leave us a review. We'd love to hear your feedback.
Until next time, happy
decorating!